Okay, my friends, we're going to go back in time to find something new. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I'm pretty sure you're going to find something that you haven't seen before in this 1956 article. That's going to be the bulk of the video. There's Leroy, and Leroy Colbert, that is, and had 20-inch arms and was one of the first guys to have those. And he was supposed to be drug free. Make a muscle. When somebody says that, what's the obvious thing? You're gonna flex your bicep. It's almost like how much can you bench? Anyway, so here's that first article, and you see it's from '56. It's from Joe Weider. It's actually there was a booklet, okay, massive arms for you. So this is part one, which is biceps. And I'm going to throw in one or two of these anatomical charts was from that article, and one or two or not. Anyway, here you have the first, and we're going to start with number two. Oddly, we're not going to go in order because I'm picking out the ones that are a little unusual. This is a seated barbell curl, obviously. So he goes on to describe it as a short range motion. And of course, there's short range and there's full range. So, and he goes on to suggest that you do try both. And the shorter one, you could use a little more weight, and it, hits that meaty belly portion of the bicep more. Pretty obvious how you do it. You're just kind of sitting down on a bench, on a box, whatever. Have the barbell sitting on your upper thighs and grab it and do the curl. And then we have, oddly, number five, and this is where you're laying your arms kind of straight out on the edge of a bench, and then curling it toward your face. A little bit different than it's almost like a preacher curl, but flat. So flat bench curl. Again, similar to the incline bench curl, which again you could do that. It's another kind of variation of the preacher curl. And again, I won't even show that one because that's nothing extraordinary. Then you have go to number six, which is hanging off the bench. Now you can see he's got a regular bench sitting up on stools, which there's probably a better way to do that. You could do it also off the edge of an incline bench, but the point is you have to have your arms hanging straight down. Then you do a curl from that position, as described in the text here. And then, you're trying to bring it up as far as possible. Then at number seven, we have the leaning forward barbell concentration curl. Also, obviously, this could be done with dumbbells. It could be done like alternate arms. There's some variations on those. For high biceps, which they mentioned that in a few of these. High biceps and muscular definitions that really bring out that baseball, Um, Again, it talks about can be, and in all of these, they say, there's different grips you can use to hit it a little bit differently. Number eight is a little bit different, really, for a biceps thing, but I mean, yeah, depending on how you do it, it's a barbell clean to the shoulders. Um, yeah, it's going to hit the biceps some, but I would think a little more shoulders almost than biceps, again, unless you do it a little bit different style. Like, for example, there's the other style, which is number nine, which is basically doing a clean with just you grabbing the bar on the ground like you're going to do a curl with it, standing there, and then you can do the curl that way straight from the floor, or you can stand up with it, and it's more like a palm grip clean. So, which is more of a compound exercise, obviously. Then you have this one where you have your arms straight out, and as it describes through these last couple of this series. Um, so you're bringing your arms from the regular curl position and then kind of straight up. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do that with a ton of weight. So, but here's how it describes it. Like it says, you might think it's inferior because you can't use that much weight, but give it a shot. It's a nice finisher. Um, and then we go into that last one, which is the palms forward, bent over rowing motion. Again, a compound exercise, which is usually a lot of people, I do, not everybody does, but if you do a push pull type of routine, you're going to be doing back and biceps together. So that's one of those nice compound exercises. It's just rowing motion with your palms facing out. So that's going to make it hit the biceps a lot more. Just like, you can do uh, seated cable rows with your palms facing that way, and it's going to hit the biceps more. Like any other compound movement, bent over rows, etc. Um, so this one is talking about the Floyd Page, which is also like 21s, except it's actually 30s in their description. And but here's Reacher doing from video we had on him, but he does 21s with a rope grip, which is yet another way of doing it. But it's basically you do the bottom for 7 or 10 reps, whatever, and then you do the top part for 7 or 10 reps, and then you do uh, 7 or 10 complete curls. I'm going to throw in some even older. This is from a Jowett uh, arm routine. I just think the illustrations are pretty cool. Now that's a cool exercise there. I mean, you could really do biceps and triceps together. Then you have this dumbbell curl to armpit kind of thing where you have your arms out. Probably going to hit your shoulders a wee bit that way too, but that's something you don't see very often. This is just another variation of that arms extended over a bench of some sort, just where your arms are hanging all the way down, and then you curl it straight up to you. It's a little bit different form of a preacher curl, really. Then we have another one with this elbows up curl, where you start out, you do a standard curl, but then you bring your elbows up so that you're in that position shown there. Actually, Leroy Colbert and some other of those old school guys did those too. And then you could do lying bicep curls, which you might want to do that on a bench. You're going to look weird doing it at the gym, I'll tell you that. But you would certainly do it at home too. We have this other one. It's kind of in that leaning forward concentration curl style, except it's not concentration. It's more of a, they call it a speed curl to shoulder. So again, another anatomical drawing here, which has biceps, triceps, etc., shown in pretty good detail there, so you know what you're training. And then we go into the swing bell, which I did a video on. I made a swing bell. It's not. It's, all it is really an inside out dumbbell. So the weights are on the inside, and you're grabbing the handle on the outside. You do have to have a decent sized handle. There's Reg Park, and he did a little course with these. There he is doing the swing bell curl, and he's got a decent weight there. Obviously, and it looks like he's sitting down doing curls. Now this is one that I put together. Just happened to have that black handle. It's like perfect size for it, and I could you see I could still got like 50, 55 pounds or something like that on there. Probably with the bar, it's close to 60 pounds. And then we got to talk about cable curls. Now, usually, with the modern ear, like in the regular gym, when you're talking about a cable curl, this is what you're talking about. You have a handle connected to the cable that you would do, chest crossovers and all that stuff with. There's Chuck, and obviously he's got quite a set of biceps. And we did do a Chuck Sipes and a Reg Park cable routine videos in the past. There's Chuck's arm, and that's obviously, I mean, that's insane. His forearm looks like veins popping out all over the place, and you could see clear brachialis and everything. But he also did, like I said, these type cables, the old school cables that you don't see people. They don't have them in gyms too much, but you could still pick them up and. You throw them in your gym bag and they weigh like nothing. That's a good part of them. There's this guy doing the the cables with the outside, so elbows out, so you're kind of pulling it up to to your armpits, I should say. And then we did this Vince Gironda drag curl video. That was when I was a little bit chunkier. I think I've lost a little bit of weight since then, but anywho, and then we'll finish up with I don't know how many of you guys have bull workers, but it's another form of exercise. I wouldn't do it alone, but throw it in on top of a weight workout or whatever. It's not bad. I mean, you could get if you really wanted to, you get a decent upper body workout at least with these guys. There's a few different ways of using the bull worker for your biceps, and then there's tricep moves you can do with it too. As you can see, I mean, even the model they have, his arm is muscular, but it's not huge. So that's about it for the old school biceps routine. I may think about doing the part two of the 56 Weeder arm routine. Uh, Hit those likes if you like the video, please. And I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. If you haven't, please do, and then you'll get notifications as I make the new videos. So that's about it, and I'm out. Thanks.